Welcome to another episode of The Mind Palace. I'm your host, Watson, and today, as always, I'm joined by the brilliant Sherlock. Our topic, why Devas, Hindu gods, or celestial beings no longer appear openly in Kaliyuga as they once did in earlier yugas. Sherlock, are you ready?
Always, Watson. This question strikes at the intersection of mythology, philosophy, and science. It is both a riddle and a revelation.
To start, let's clarify. Devas like Indra, Varuna, Agni were often described in scriptures as directly appearing before humans, receiving offerings, even conversing with kings and sages. Yet today, such events are conspicuously absent. Why?
The key lies in the cyclical concept of time in Hinduism. The yugas, Satya, Treta, Dvapara, and Kali, each have distinct vibrational frequencies. In Satya Yuga, the spiritual atmosphere was so pure that devas manifested easily. But by Kali Yuga, the density of tamas darkness, ignorance, acts as a veil.
So it's not that devas have vanished, but rather that the human environment has shifted to a frequency less hospitable to their presence?
Exactly. Imagine radio waves. In earlier yugas, humanity's consciousness was tuned to the deva's frequency. Now, the static of materialism and ego drowns the signal.
That makes sense. In the Vedas, yajnas were described as ways to communicate with devas, but perhaps now the rituals have lost their potency because the chanters lack the required purity?
Indeed. Rituals were not mere external ceremonies. They were precise vibrational technologies. A sage with clarity could summon devas because his words resonated across realms. But today, most rituals are mechanical, recited without alignment of mind and heart.
So it's like entering the wrong password repeatedly. The system doesn't unlock, not because it's gone, but because we don't meet the requirements.
An apt analogy. Yajna mantras are indeed passwords. Only when sung with precision and purity does the cosmic lock open.
Sherlock, let's go deeper. Scriptures describe Swargaloka as almost adjacent to Earth in earlier yugas. Do you think realms have drifted apart over time?
Yes. The Puranas mention that in Satya Yuga, the distance between worlds was minimal. But as Dharma declines, those realms recede. It is less spatial, more dimensional. Think of parallel universes growing more distant as consciousness decays.
Entropy of consciousness, then? Just as physical entropy leads to disorder, spiritual entropy increases the separation between humans and devas?
Precisely. And unless one counteracts this entropy with meditation, devotion, or tapasya, the door remains closed. Saints bridge this gap, but for ordinary men, devas seem absent.
But Sherlock, could it be that devas still act, just not visibly? For instance, through coincidences, sudden inspirations, or miraculous survivals?
Astute. In Kali Yuga, interventions are covert. Where once devas walked in palaces, now they whisper through synchronicity. Their hand is hidden, but not absent.
Almost like spies rather than ambassadors, secret agents of the cosmos.
Oh, ha! Yes, Watson. In Kali Yuga, devas are MI6 operatives rather than royal dignitaries.
So our role as humans becomes that of detectives, decoding divine clues rather than waiting for open miracles.
Just so. The gross manifestation is rare, but subtle hints abound. A seeker must observe keenly to perceive them.
Let me ask, do devas themselves weaken in Kali Yuga, or is it purely our fault?
Even devas are bound by time cycles. Their influence waxes and wanes. In Mahabharata, Indra loses his throne when his merit diminishes. In Kali Yuga, with devotion waning, their strength is indirectly reduced.
So it's codependency. Our devotion fuels them, their blessings fuel us?
Correct. A cosmic symbiosis. But in Kali Yuga, humans are distracted, so devas retreat.
Sherlock, a personal question. Have you ever felt a flash of deduction too sudden to be rational? Almost as if whispered by some unseen hand?
Indeed. There are times when conclusions leap into my mind beyond reason's pace. Subconscious, muse, or diva, who can say? But the phenomenon is undeniable.
I, too, during wartime, felt protected in impossible moments. I like to think devas still watch quietly.
Then perhaps, Watson, they are guardians in silence, not absent, merely unseen.
Yet skeptics would call it chance. How would you counter that?
I'd say chance is but the mask of cosmic intelligence. When probability bends repeatedly, the invisible hand is evident.
Sherlock, Hinduism also says each yuga has a different atmosphere. Satya Yuga full of sattva, Kali Yuga full of tamas. Perhaps devas simply can't tolerate this vibration?
Correct. Devas thrive in sattva. Kali Yuga's tamas is like smog to them. They cannot descend into polluted vibrations unless purity is created.
which is why temples, rivers, and sacred mountains are still believed to host divine presence. They are islands of sattva amidst Kali's tamas.
Astute. These are frequency sanctuaries, portals where the cosmic and human still intersect.
So if I visit Kashi, am I closer to perceiving devas than a noisy city?
Undoubtedly, centuries of devotion create spiritual fields. Even skeptics feel uplifted there.
Sherlock, allow me a jest. If devas disliked tamasic vibrations, they'd never step into my old London taverns with smoke and drunken songs.
Ah, very true, Watson, although Indra, known for indulgence, might have popped in for a pint.
That image is priceless. Indra in a tavern, but on a serious note, devas too had flaws, didn't they?
Yes, devas are not supreme, they are cosmic administrators, still subject to pride, jealousy, and loss. They are respected, not worshipped as ultimate.
Then maybe their silence today is humility, stepping back so humans seek the ultimate rather than intermediaries.
Brilliant deduction, Watson. Bhakti movements emphasize Rama, Krishna, and Narayana, bypassing devas. Kaliyuga demands direct connection with the Supreme.
Suppose humanity raised its consciousness collectively, would devas reappear?
Certainly, the cycle is fluid. If masses turn to spiritual practice, devas would return openly. The door is closed, not locked.
Then their silence is not abandonment, it is humanity's doing?
Correct. Devas mirror humanity. As we stray, they fade. As we return, they reappear.
Sherlock, Hindu texts also mention avatars. When devas fade, Vishnu incarnates directly. Could this be why devas are less visible now because the Supreme takes the lead?
Absolutely. In earlier yugas, devas maintained balance. In Kali Yuga, Vishnu himself intervenes through avatars, culminating in Kalki. Devas step aside for the higher power.
So it's not absence but delegation. The highest takes charge when the intermediaries falter.
Well deduced, Watson. Like the crown stepping in when ministers fail.
Let's add a scientific angle. Some physicists describe multiple dimensions. Could devas simply exist in parallel dimensions invisible to our senses?
Indeed. Hindu cosmology aligns with multiverse theories. Devas dwell in higher frequency dimensions. In Satya Yuga, human perception was finer, but now our senses are dulled.
So, in essence, devas are still around. Our instruments are faulty.
Precisely, like a blind man in a garden flowers bloom but unseen.
Sherlock, do devas know this cycle? Do they lament that they can't connect with humanity as before?
Scriptures hint at this. Devas themselves sought Krishna's aid when oppressed. They too depend on dharma cycles. Likely, they grieve their diminishing contact with mortals.
Which makes them more relatable, not almighty, but participants in the cosmic drama.
Exactly. That is, Hinduism's beauty gods are not distant tyrants but beings woven into the tapestry of existence.
Another question. If one truly performs penance with sincerity today, can devas still appear?
Yes, history records saints in Kali Yuga who encountered devas, but these are rare, personal, not public spectacles. The law remains, but access requires intense discipline.
So miracles are not gone, they are privatized, one might say.
Ah, well put, Watson. The cosmic boardroom is now invitation only.
Sherlock, let me play devil's advocate. What if devas never appeared literally, and scriptures use allegory?
A fair question. Hindu texts operate on multiple layers: literal, symbolic, psychological. Even if allegory, the principle stands. Higher intelligence once communicated more directly than now.
So the absence we perceive could also mean a shift from outer stories to inner realization.
Brilliant. Kali Yuga drives us inward. The devas we fail to see externally must now be invoked within.
Sherlock, do you personally prefer the mystical explanation or the allegorical one?
Both, Watson. The detective never dismisses clues. Some are symbolic, some factual, all pointing to truth. My inclination is that devas exist both as cosmic beings and archetypes.
That's diplomatic, Sherlock. I lean toward believing they are real intelligences, but like stars distant, visible only under the right night sky.
A poetic metaphor, Watson. Yes, devas are like stars always present, occasionally perceived.
Sherlock, here's a playful thought. If devas returned openly tomorrow, would humanity even recognize them or dismiss them as special effects?
Oh, ha! Likely dismissed as CGI or hallucination. Kali Yuga breeds skepticism. Even miracles are explained away as anomalies.
So the irony is, even if devas appeared, few would believe.
Yes, Watson. The greatest concealment is disbelief. Devas could walk beside us, unseen through denial.
Sherlock, one last question. Why does Hinduism stress remembering devas in mantras even if they don't appear?
Because remembrance itself invokes subtle aid. Even unseen, devas respond to thought. Repetition maintains the link, like keeping a line active even if the caller doesn't pick up.
So chanting Indraya Nama is not wasted, even if Indra doesn't appear visibly?
Correct. The mantra aligns inner psyche to that archetypal energy. The effect is inevitable, though subtle.
Sherlock, if devas are hidden but active, then perhaps the true mystery is not why they don't appear, but why we fail to see them.
Ah, Watson, the finest deduction of the evening. The burden is not on the devas but on human perception.
So the real solution is spiritual evolution. If enough people cultivate sattva, the devas may return to visible interaction?
Precisely. Humanity's collective vibration is the key. The devas wait, patient as ever, for our awakening.
Sherlock, I feel we've traversed mythology, science, philosophy, and even comedy tonight. A full case cracked open.
Yes, Watson, the case of the missing devas solved. Not missing at all, merely misperceived.
Then let's close with this. Dear listeners, the devas are still with us. In whispers, coincidences, and inner visions. They haven't abandoned humanity. Humanity has simply lost its sight.
And the detective's final word, sharpen perception, cultivate purity, and perhaps the devas will reveal themselves again, even in this age of darkness.
Until next time on the Mind Palace, keep seeking, keep questioning, and keep the divine frequency alive within. Goodbye.